my son is Daniel James Briggs. He was a junior at the high school. He had finally reached a point where he enjoyed school. He was doing his homework. He was on the honor roll. He was looking forward to beginning the process of looking at colleges. He had finally decided on a goal for his future. He wanted to become a DEC officer so he could uphold the laws that protect the environment and the animals in it. This is also our son, who for years suffered at school and on the bus. Others may not have liked the clothes he wore or the music he listened to. He had food thrown at him in the lunchroom. He was called names. At one point, he was made to lift a bus window. He had been shoved into a Christmas tree. He had been shoved into his locker. In other words, he was tormented. 8 days ago, Daniel's pain was so unbearable that he felt he could no longer continue to endure it. When Daniel was in middle school, I wrote a letter. In it, I had described some of the incidences that our son had been through and what he was continuing to go through. In it, I begged for more to be done, and I predicted one of two outcomes: that either the school would become another Columbine, or my son would take his own life.
As parents, as adults, faculty, staff, it's incumbent upon us to stand up and do the right thing. And I tell my son all the time, you do the right thing even when nobody's watching. Well, nobody's been watching. But ownership of what our children, it falls on us as parents. We are taught to treat people how we want to be treated. Everyone that I come across, I talk to them how I want to be spoken.
We trusted you with the lives of our children, and you have irrevocably changed how I will see and interact with the folks on the school board and the educators today. Not only have families come to you 50 or 60 times, my family more than 10 times have we come to these people and begged for change. We asked again and again and again. And I'm sorry, but it's not okay, and it's time to do something. To the Briggs family, my kids love your kids. Jason is so sorry, and he misses his friend. Everybody deserves a right to come to school and to live and to have their own personal space, their own personal style, and their own personal choices. And when you, as the administrators, take that away, you break the trust of every person in this community.
Daniel eventually stopped telling us about the incidences, instead choosing to live in his own private hell every day he went to school, because it was just easier that way. Easier until he could no longer fight the good fight. Easier until he could no longer put on his brave face for others. Easier until 8 days ago. The best definition of bullying that we have found thus far is this: bullying is when one or more people repeatedly and on purpose say or do mean or hurtful things to another person, when the same names repeatedly come up for actions they have done on purpose. Talking to them is not going to solve the problem. The one and done approach doesn't work. I just want to share one more thing. And for this, I am going to express a little remorse at the school district. Schools in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania observed a moment of silence in our son's honor. Classrooms where I teach observed a moment of silence in my son's honor. Classrooms in Carthage and Indian River, where my friends teach, observed a moment of silence in our son's honor. This school did not, and it did not go unnoticed.